That means everything must be up for consideration. Even the things that have been a mainstay within our community for years, decades, if not generations. We're living in a climate where we've begun to analyze how we spend our time, where we spend our money, and what gets our attention. So we can begin to determine whether certain companies and areas of industry support us as well as we support them. If they are silent or complicit when it comes to our suffering as a community, it is totally unacceptable for us to continue to support them no matter who or what that company or entity may be. There are talks going on nationwide about defunding the police due to their conduct in many instances, mainly when it comes to their interactions with our community. I myself, as well as many of you, agree with that to a certain extent. Well, speaking of entities that we support with our time, resources, and mainly money, let's talk about the church, specifically the black church. By most reputable estimates, we're putting $12 to $13 billion a year in their collection plates. We dedicate countless hours per week, per month, yearly within their walls. We cook, we praise, we worship with them. And yet they remain mysteriously silent while black and brown people, the very people that support them financially, die in the streets at the hands of law enforcement. And why is that? Well, I have the answer for you. The White House Office of Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships, commonly known as the Faith-Based Initiative. This was created by President George W. Bush on January 29, 2001 to be exact, via executive order. It gave religious organizations the ability to compete for government contracts to receive funding via our tax dollars, totally violating separation of church and state. Just a couple of years after that, in 2005, more than $2.2 billion were awarded to faith-based organizations. In essence, our religious leaders are in bed with the very people and or establishments that are responsible for the laws that we fight to change here today. It's no wonder the black church is nowhere near as aggressive with human and civil rights today as they were 60 years ago when Dr. Martin Luther King were marching these streets. They can't bite the hand that feeds them. But lucky for us, there are two hands that feed them. I challenge you, I challenge all of us to begin to hold our own accountable, just as well as we do the other side, because it starts and ends with us. Just like Cavassier in the past, Starbucks, going all the way back to the Montgomery boycott, bus boycott, we must prove once again that if you don't value our lives, then you damn sure don't deserve our dollars. If the church continues to remain silent, then defund their asses too. Let the church say amen to that.